When We Two Parted by Lord Byron. The speaker, the voice of Byron himself, bitterly recalls the end of a secret affair. The speaker remembers the sorrow of the parting and the sense of betrayal that he felt. The poem's key message is that the pain of separation and betrayal can have a permanent effect. The title, When We Two Parted, immediately establishes the poem's focus on the separation of two lovers and the fact that the speaker's perspective is retrospective. The speaker is the voice of Byron himself. The speaker uses the first person, and the poem is addressed to his ex-lover, which creates an intimate tone of intense hurt. Romantic love is presented as a source of anger. The speaker declares, "Long, long shall I rue thee." Here the speaker states in a matter-of-fact tone that he regrets this affair. The repetition of the adverb long adds a bitter tone and implies that the speaker's anger will have a permanent impact. It is not something he will ever be able to move on from. The powerful verb rue has a connotation of intense regret. It implies that the speaker wishes he had never even met his ex-lover. Byron builds on the speaker's sense of anger through intense images of separation. The verb sever depicts a brutal separation and also has a connotation of cutting and wounding, suggesting that the ex-lover has caused physical as well as emotional damage. Romantic love is presented as a source of betrayal. The speaker suggests that his ex-lover's cold and distant behaviour foretold her betrayal. The speaker writes, "Pale grew thy cheek and cold, colder thy kiss." Byron uses physical imagery of death and decline to suggest that the relationship was coming to an end. The repetition of the adjective cold in its comparative form colder implies that the speaker was becoming less warm and loving towards Byron towards the end of the affair. Byron repeats the pronoun thy throughout the poem, which creates a tone of accusation, suggesting that he holds the ex-lover responsible for this hurtful separation. Browning uses a semantic field of foreboding in the poem, including the words warning, foretold, and the image of a death knell, to imply that he now realises that the betrayal was inevitable. Romantic love is presented as a source of sorrow. The poem opens as the speaker recalls parting from his lover in silence and tears. This image of suffering establishes a melancholy tone to the poem. Byron leaves it unclear whether this image relates to the sorrow and hurt of both lovers or just Byron. The image of silence and tears is repeated in the poem's final line, when Byron imagines how he would behave towards his ex-lover if they ever meet again. The repetition builds on the depth of feeling of loss. Byron's decision to begin and end the poem with this image also creates a cyclical structure to the poem. This implies that the speaker will never be free of the intense pain of this parting and his hurtful memory of it.